Hello, I'm Mark,
I'm Casey.
And I'm Patrick.
and today we're going to talk a little bit about another spokesman for Tesla that has been talking a little bit more. But before we start, we're going to Casey to roll that title card.
Did you know we have a 3-pack of on video spokespeople and another 2 or 3 on X? Let's find out.
You're watching the Tesla Life Express.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. There's the crowd. Man, we keep them bottled up most times, but every once in a while we got to let them let off some steam because they'll mutiny on our hands. But
yeah, they gotta make an express sometimes.
we wanted to talk a little bit about these two articles that we'll link below. Mm-hmm. What happened this week is that we heard from Franz, chief designer at Tesla, a couple times this week.
Love when that happens.
And it's starting to happen, we thought, a little bit more often. Franz, if you had noticed previously, he was the one Tesla head exec that was at the Tesla diner opening. He was the top dog there. And this week, he was asked the question about the diner, seeing if Tesla had thought about maybe expanding the diner network. Is this going to be something that could happen in another part of the world? And Franz answered back that he believed it could. He just is concerned about keeping focused on the goals of the Tesla diner itself. Doesn't want it to be just a regular chain. They want it to be an experience. They want it to be a draw, and they want it to be a beacon for the Tesla community. So he is concerned about not just slapping a restaurant anywhere that they can get available land. What he's concerned about is being focused on how is this going to improve the Tesla community in this area. What type of goals are we setting ourselves out in say a new country or a new region? There could be different themes involved because obviously the one that's built is in the middle of Hollywood, so the movie theme really works out well there. But who knows what the future ones will be themed, or if there will be a different theme. But he didn't comment on that, but he did comment that yes, they believe that the Tesla diner has legs for other countries. So that was something of interest that he commented on earlier in the week.
Yeah, if they want to flagship these things, they should just do them by region. And I don't mean by country region, but like by, you can drive to it and go see it. So yes, in some cases it will be by country, but other cases, like, U.S., Canada, Australia, you're going to need more than one. And theme them by where they are. Make them an attraction. So you put one in Orlando and make it all about theme parks. Or put one in Orlando and pick one of the two and you Disney or Universal to do it up. And that could be a draw. I don't know that they'd want to share the spotlight with either of those two because they both get kind of squirrely as they go through their cycle of content. And so making it more about, hey, this town is all about fun and maybe have some mouse ears and maybe have a globe back there would be easier for them to, maybe they could license the ears and license the globe rather than, getting the actual IP in there and then having to fight whenever they wanted to have a change on that, or, whenever Disney Plus loses whatever through the rights, stuff like that. And so that would be fun. And then like over in, say Michigan, it could be all about, steel mills and big auto, because they've got Tesla Tool and Die out there. And then, there's so many legs that this thing could have without it being just a fast food chain or whatever. And it's not fast food. It's not ever. This one's not ever attempting to be that. That's confused people already. They're like, oh, why is this burger so much? It's like, it costs the same as a regular diner. It's not a full-on restaurant burger, but it's not It's not a drive-through burger either.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think they should license anything just because.
Yeah, I'm not saying they that's a strong idea to license. There's just an opportunity there if they do it. But yeah, go ahead.
Musk steps on too many toes that could end up getting a license deal pulled, and if they've already invested a whole lot into the theme, that could cause problems. But Steamboat Willie is now public domain, so they could do that all they want, and Disney couldn't stop them, right?
Yeah, they could do that. Yeah, I was thinking that that the content people would be the problem end of that deal, but you're right. It could come from Tesla's side of the house.
Right? Yes. We want to have a plan that includes us stepping on toes.
We want news about how that we're strong arming people and we're pushing the envelope here. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We joked about how they could do an Area 51 themed one outside of Vegas, and that would be a lot of fun.
Well, they got the Roswell supercharger, right? With the
the new supercharger that's being built. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Roswell.
Shape of a delta winged UFO. Yeah.
So put a diner out there, make it UFO themed. Yeah.
But you gotta have you can't do it in Roswell just because there's not enough people. Like middle New Mexico is not going to draw in the crowds. You have to have it in major metropolitan center.
That's true.
It's something that you want to be able to draw upon not just Tesla people, but local community and surroundings. So I think you have to have it, like Dallas or something like that. It has to be. Orlando's a good idea. That certainly would work. It's got a lot of people. It's a mecca for tourism, and it would certainly fit in well. But there are some others. Like you could do a New York theme one. Like there's so much you can do with a New
Empire
York
State.
One. Yeah, exactly. So there's many that could happen. It'll be interesting to see if what number 2 would be and where they would pick.
But that also brings up another question, opportunity, and problem as well. You've got the heavy links, like you've got the Harris Ranch, for instance. That's a heavy link, but it's not really a place that people want to go or stay because of the smell, and it's like not near what they want to be. But then you've got, this is in the middle of Hollywood, and if we put anything in Orlando or anything in a good part of New York, like that would be a draw for non-Tesla. So then you've got you could put some of it to marketing. It could be free marketing and brand ambassadorship, and get people more familiar with it. Like they used to have, sometimes still do have, kiosks in the mall or whole stores in the mall. And our first Tesla was a woolen blanket. And my wife was actually the first Tesla owner in the family, not me. She bought that blanket.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Another thing that Franz talked about again this week was about the cyber SUV. So he got a question about is Tesla serious? We saw the Easter egg of the models in the background that obviously were left there on purpose, and they said, "Is there a cyber SUV in Tesla's future?" And Franz had said, "You know what? I can't really say anything about it, but you need to watch this space." So
that's such a politician answer. Are you going to run this year?
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at running next year. We're just seeing what's going on right now.
He's well media trained and knows how to dance that line really well.
But he's gotten better at it because not only is he's become more smooth at his media responses and his media training. He's also, without stepping on Lars's toes, he's become more technical about it as well. Without and technical in a way that's more approachable to the non-nerds. Lars is like, and I love this. It's like, here is some engineer stuff for all of you nerds out there, and then Franz will say, oh, it's this, and it makes perfect sense. It clicks, and then he says off to Lars to tell you how it works.
Yeah.
He didn't say off to. He just turns over to the right, and there he is, and then he explains it.
So again, as we talked about on this show previously, we believe that a cyber SUV could be a hit. The real issue, and I had a conversation with someone on our Twitter feed at the Tesla Life if you'd like to join us there as well. There was an ex person that had indicated to me, they said, you know what, the Cybertruck just doesn't sell. It's something that they're not selling. It's not, nobody wants it. And I had to interject and say, you know what, it's not that nobody wants it. The issue is the pricing is not good enough value for money for the proposition of someone buying it. That's
why I canceled rear wheel drive.
If that truck was able to come in at sub $60,000 with a rear wheel drive model, I said you'd be able to sell every single one of them that you wanted to. You know, if you came in at something like, 57.5 or something with a rear wheel drive, and it had the plugs in the back, and it had the, even a manual tonneau cover.
Yeah, manual, but of the style it's got, not manual rolled up vinyl like every other truck.
But
lockable.
And you could probably even get rid of 4-wheel steering, but you're going to need, suspension that's going to work well with the truck. You're going to need the ability for the truck to be powered appropriately. Yeah, you're going to need the battery range that's going to get that truck close to 300 miles. You're still going to need those things, those core items. If you came in at a 57.5 in that area, you'd be able to sell every single one of them. And that is what I believe Tesla's problem with the Cybertruck is currently. Now, we roll that out to a cyber SUV, a 3-row vehicle. Yes, it can be about 10 grand more, because that seems to be the price of adding a 3rd row in a vehicle, and having the ability to share some of the parts that are from the current truck will allow some economies of scale. And if you could get that price at the 67.5 area or less, I think you'd have no issue selling a whole bunch of those. And I am talking those prices as their entry value.
Fixed bench seat with no recline. Yeah,
they can add other things to it and bump the price up with other items. But if you can get someone in the door at that price, I don't think you'd have an issue in selling those vehicles, and it would add to the volume of the overall plant. And of course, with the volume, you're going to get more economy of scale, and you're going to be able to drop some of the pricing that you're getting from suppliers and such, and be able to lower the overall cost and maybe increase your profit somewhat. So it's a reoccurring wheel that you're chasing your tail all the time, trying to make all these things work together.
Yeah, I'm wondering on the standard range rear wheel drive, I guess I said long range rear wheel drive Cybertruck that just got canceled. If they had stuck to the formula of the other cars, if it would have sold better, because you would have actually seen the value. And not that it didn't have value, but not enough customers saw the value in what they were offering to make it worth continuing to make it. So if they had done instead what they did with the Model 3 and some of the Model Ys, just make a smaller pack and then lightly decontent it. All right, we took out 6 speakers of the 12 or whatever, but kept in all the cool stuff like the vault and the under trunk and the smuggler's cove they call it, and the 4-wheel steering, but gave it some smaller wheels and less power to the motor that was there. And I think that would have probably done better. I don't know if the cost savings were there on that one since they make their own pack, but it certainly seems to have done the trick on Model 3 and Model Y to just make the pack be where you save the money rather than in the stuff that people can touch. And when you look at the Hyundai group, Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, everything you can touch, that's where they invest their money. And then everything under the skin, they'll do it when they have to, but in the weekly show this week, I talked about the Crown Vic, how and its siblings, the Grand Marquis, and the all of them, where they were the same vehicle for 40 years before they got canceled. There's very very minimal changes. They freshen up the skin. They would change the radio, but that concept would work here. And if it was what they gave us, with the smaller battery, and was $20,000 cheaper, then they could have sold it as a work truck, and people would be okay with it missing the stuff that it was missing that they expected to be on the truck, like the tonneau cover. The rear screen, I think, is an easy win to save some money because so many people don't travel with people in the back, or the people in the back don't really have an input into if you're going to spend money on a screen for them.
They're just getting their ride.
Exactly. Either they're Uber customers or they're little kids who don't have a job. So
easier.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting to see that Franz is now commenting on more things. We see that Franz and Lars are appearing on Jay Leno's Garage on a regular basis when new models or new innovation comes out. We saw that when the release of the Cybertruck, or was getting close to release, that Franz was taking the truck to different events in Southern California and San Francisco Bay Area. So there is a history of this, and it seems that Franz and Lars, to another extent, are becoming second and third spokesmen for Tesla products. So I think that's a good thing. I don't think that Elon should be the only point of contact for the entire company. And I think it takes a little bit of a load off of Elon, and I think the responsibilities that those two have been given, I think they actually should be increased when it comes to public engagement. It's something I think could only benefit the company as a whole.
Yeah, they are better speakers. They've still got the passion, but not only do they got the passion, they're not distracted by other projects. I mean, other projects in the company, yes, but like completely other projects, like to the point where they're like, it's a
the them work at SpaceX and the Boring Company.
Right, exactly. And so they still have the passion that translates through. They are better at the product details. You don't have them saying, "Oh, well, Model X does have track mode," and it doesn't.
Oh yeah, and if you're a design major and you start hearing Franz talk, that's going to be very exciting to you.
Yes.
And so that's and they all need to attract the top talent in their field, right?
Yeah. Even somebody who appreciates things that look nice, or you're wondering why is that thing shaped the way it is, and because it could have been something completely different and still met the stainless steel, cold rolled, all that, and he managed to make it look better than it could have. Like when you see it in person, it doesn't have. I mean, most surfaces of it are curved, even though it's flat sheets. So that's pretty cool stuff. And then you've got you've got those two up front in front of the cameras, which is, I think, as everybody's been saying here, that's a good idea, and I think it's been good for the company. And then on X, you've got Wes and others, a few other of the leads in the company that are able to speak openly and without seeming to draw fire from Elon for saying it the wrong way or too soon or whatever. They've got that same training as Franz and Lars, and a similar duration with the company. Where they give you good information on X, or somebody's just talking about something and they might just jump into a conversation, but like, actually it's this, or, oh, hey, thanks for that bit of feedback, but it'll be fixed next week. Like when people used to at Elon for every little thing with the car. I'm not saying to bombard their inboxes because they don't seem to be the types to enjoy the social media that way. So don't start adding them. But it's reminiscent of the way that used to be. Like somebody was complaining about something, and then it could be fixed in an update, or you have an issue with paperwork, and Elon was jumping in on that stuff. But he's his feed is a little full right now.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say I'm really excited to hear Franz talking about new vehicles coming out, and it's obviously he's just teasing at ideas, and they probably have a lot of things on paper, and only a few may ever, if any, ever see the light of day. But love it or hate it, the Cybertruck is a historic vehicle. If you look at the 48-volt architecture, the four-wheel steering, the drive-by-wire, that is the future of automotive, and it doesn't have to be packaged like that. But so to take that architecture and have it go into an SUV that we might see next year or who knows when, that is really cool, and it will be a game changer.
I think we're going to see that mid-voltage connector spread through the industry, just like we saw NACS, because
yes,
as we talked about when when the announcement came, that having a standard connection and being able to here's our 3 connectors, 12 connectors, whatever it is, and then here's some standard wiring. You can have your suppliers have that ready for you, ready to go, without having to do the where they get locked in as much. And I think that's the sort of thing we're going to start to see. And
yeah, but look how slow the industry has been to adopt NACS. Even when they all said they would. I was just at a test drive event, and none of the non-Teslas there were NACS. There was a Rivian there, and they said our next version will be NACS, but okay, this one isn't.
Right.
Yeah, and they're one of the EV only companies, fast movers. So I mean, how long before Ford or GM ever get there? It's going to be a while.
I wonder how much of that from Rivian rubs off on Volkswagen, or how much of it's going to be like Tesla and Toyota when they were working together, where they were just too big and too old and too slow to take some of the good stuff that's coming from their partner, and then the customers see that and feel that, and it's got to be better than what they've done in the past. But I don't know that it's going to be enough to completely save VW from what they have been doing.
Well, let's not branch off of that, because that's a different topic. But
yes,
we do want to turn it around to the audience and ask them, do you think it's a good idea that Franz, Lars, and others are starting to be spokespeople? Does that make sense to you? Put it in the comments and let us know. We appreciate knowing from you. And
the question I have for the audience, Mark, is where would you like to see a Tesla diner, and how would you like to see it themed?
Good idea. Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, I think a really cool one would be in Seattle with Jimi Hendrix and grunge, the Seattle scene music. So have it music themed. I think that would be really cool.
Oh, that'd be cool. Good. Yeah. Or what is your favorite Lars or Franz story?
There you go.
Have you ever met them? So I met Franz after George Blankenship came up on the Detroit Auto Show and introduced Model X, and
cool.
And then Franz came out, and he was sitting this close to me, up where I used to keep the microphone from me, distance, because it was a packed room and I was slammed to the front, and then we met Model X, and so that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, with that, I think we'll wrap it. Shout-outs quickly, Casey, anything?
Yeah. Catch us on the Express shows here. Catch us on the live show. Catch us on Sunday at the Let's Chat with Casey and Friends at youtube.com/Casey Green and x.com/gcustom. And we'll see you here next week.
Very good. Patrick?
As always, I'm with the Oregon Electric Vehicle Association. You can find us at oeva.org, and I blog occasionally at carswithcords.net, where I write about my future free from fossil fuels.
Very good. Thanks, everyone. If you haven't already, thumbs up on the video, press subscribe, help us out, and we'll see you next time and find out what's happening in the Tesla life.